morning. Grand Rising, everyone. It's your one and only Miss Ice, and I am streaming this morning live. Very grateful to be live on YouTube. Any YouTuber with under 1,000 followers would know how happy we are to actually be able to stream. I'm actually doing my best to ground. I need to move because I'm on this hot sand, and this sand is sanding, y'all. So we're gonna move over to where some greenery. I promise. Whew. Okay, that's much better. So I'm gonna. I want to come to y'all today, just in regards to my journey. I am actually sunbathing right now. As you can see, the sun is sunning. Um, it is very good for us to sunbathe. Um, I will absolutely say work your way into it. The more melanin you have, the better it is for you to change the sun's rays and radiation into the energy and the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that we need for daily life, such as vitamin D. Very, very important. It changes the way that our amino acids fold, and it just is changes the way that our body prepares for the day. The What my research has said is to get it within the first half an hour of waking. Now, for me, that's like throw your water, get outside. That's maybe not the half an hour that I'm gonna do. Maybe that hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'll be, camera ready, and whether it's camera ready or not, but ready to come outside and soak in the sun's rays. It's very important for us. It changes the way that our flora and fauna within our body um, is created, is kicks on the good microorganisms, turns off the bad microorganisms, gets our body ready to kick in for the day, and do all the things that it needs to do to go through the processes. And I'm very grateful to be able to do so. I am in sunny Florida, and it is sunny. And for the most part, I'm not an outdoor person in Florida. It be hot, hot. It's like 90, feel like 100. 95, feel like 110, baby. So we have a heat advisory for today, starting at 11, which is right about now. So I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time. I had to figure out where I wanted to set up. I got a lot going on as far as preparing the home to be beautiful on the outside, the greenery, and so here I am. Um, I am a certified personal trainer, nutritionist, group exercise instructor, as well as Zumba. Um, I am a doctoral candidate for education, which I feel puts me in position to be able to really research and educate on anything. Like I teach the teachers, right? So I say all of this, and as well as I am a life insurance agent, whole life, term life, IULs, annuities, all types of things. And I have very much those two main callings in my life. The one for the wellness, that is absolutely for me, and for those who suffer, who are growing through morbid, super morbid obesity, as well as limited mobility. And, the sick and shut in. I know there's people, I've seen it, my 600-pound life, my, all through the globe, it hurts. I have my trusty rollator. I use it not as a crutch, but more so to ensure that I'm able to keep moving. Once you stop walking, it just goes all downhill from there. So it's very important that we keep our bodies in motion, and that is a nod to the beautiful Gilad of Bodies in Motion. May God keep it moving in heaven. I was about 12 when I got turned on to him. I've been battling for a long time, and a lot of that has been the misnomer that my black body is comparable to any other bodies. As an African American, African melanated woman, I am, my bone structure is bigger, my muscles are bigger, my fatty deposits are more. You know, there's a lot that scale when I was 12 was saying at 140 pounds, 5'2", that I was overweight. And you know, from there I developed so many dysmorphias, you know, body dysmorphia, um, eating anorexia as well as bulimia. And, you know, it was the gorging and the purging. I never threw up, but I definitely was, you know, became addicted to the what's the, you know, the word I'm looking for, laxatives, right? And a way to defecate. And then with the anorexia, I would just go prolonged and just wouldn't eat, and weight loss and just the yo-yo effect of it all, and never having a healthy relationship with myself, with food, with wellness, with moving. I always been active when I was much younger. And as we do grow and we get our cars and we stop walking and out of necessity, you know, we'll get to the mall. We walked 5 miles to get to the mall, sometimes 10, 15, you know, in Cleveland, Ohio, from Cleveland Heights to Randall Park Mall, or, you know, Heights High School to Cleveland Heights High School to Severance Mall, you know, or even Cedar Center. You're talking 2 or 3 miles easy. And you know, once you get those cars, you stop all that walking, you know, not everybody, but in my case, you know. And so I just want to, you know, share, you know, my journey and my life with anyone who is willing to listen and wanting to know that they're not alone and walk with me through my change. At first, I lost over 4 years, about 100 pounds. It's about 25 pounds a year, which I'm okay with that. I went through Metro Hospital in Cleveland. They said you want to do about 50 pounds a year, which is very, very doable. That's about a pound a week. I was averaging a half a pound a week, which that's fine by me too. And the pros of losing weight very slowly is your skin and your body has a chance to catch up and not lose its elasticity, which I have seen in, you know, real time. A lot of time with rapid weight loss, you end up with that, you know, skin, and that causes another issue and surgeries and things like that. And bariatric surgeries and skin removals. And the reason why I never chose that route is that I've had 2 cesarean sections and 3 hernia repairs, and you know, a couple of other surgeries in which I am not volunteering to do none of that. You know, out of fear, you know, I might not wake up. And then I see a lot of times with close family that you may get this sleeve, you may get this, you know, bariatric bypass, but it doesn't change what you're going through mentally when it comes to weight loss. And I don't, and just wellness. I don't say diet, I say wellness. You know, your nutritional values. How do you value yourself? What do you value? And what are you willing to do to put that love that so many of us give to everyone else, and I'm speaking for me, to yourself? You know, what does that look like? And for me, it looks like patience. It looks like grace. It looks like forgiveness. It looks like telling yourself no when you want to say yeah. Like last night, I made brownies of black bean brownies, which delightful. I made those 2 days ago, and then yesterday I made sweet potato ice cream, which, you know, you got to dibble and dabble. It ain't gonna taste like, you know, Blue Bell. It probably ended up tasting better than Bluebell. Now, one little thing I will say with the ice cream, I think coffee really does set it off. I put some Irish cream, non-alcoholic Irish cream in there. And my secret, and I'm just gonna give it on out, is agave. That's my secret sweetener. It is sweeter than sugar, and it is lower on the glycemic index, meaning that if you eat enough of anything, it's not going to be good for you. However, in this case, it everything in moderation, right? But it gives it a really authentic, y'all. These these dang things and creatures in Florida is a trip. I want to say that was a hornet or a whatever it was. That thing, I don't know if y'all heard it. It smacked straight up into the house. Anywho, uh, so you have to. I love to eat. I ain't gonna lie. It started off, where it wasn't so much. No, I've always been a foodie, but I wouldn't say I was a gluttony, right? And so as the years progressed, I became a gluttony, right? Especially after I had kids, it was like, oh, I can eat, and it really wasn't a thing where now we're healthy pregnant, and back in the 1900s it was like we pregnant and we eating whatever whim, pickles and ice cream and all the things. And so now it's like, okay, so I still love ice cream, I still love cake, I still love brownies, you know not so much a meat eater anymore. I do eat meat, and I do eat animal byproducts, the cheeses and things like that. And I'm working on my recipes for the alternative. So I love a good alternate almond milk. I love almond milk as a comparable to whole cow milk. Um, yeah. So you know, for me, my journey has been figuring out how to bring nutrition without all of the illnesses that come along with eating a rich man's diet. A standard American diet, a sad diet, right? So, and that was to change my nutritional values. If I really love myself, am I really going to continue to put this crazy stuff in my food? Like, in my mouth, in my body, in my temple? And the answer is no. And it's not necessarily no right now, right here, never again. It is no for now. And I'm going to make a better choice and a better decision at how I move in my mind, body, spirit, and soul. And really walking with God and walking with myself every moment, every of the day, allowing myself the time to rest, allowing myself the time to move, and knowing that that's a non-negotiable. Rest is non-negotiable. Moving is super non-negotiable. We have to move, and taking in health, y'all, taking in healthy, nutritionist, nutrient dense food. I swear to God, y'all, whatever. Um, is so important. It's so important. How you hydrate, coconut water is so pure that it has been used as plasma for IVs in the past. Having spring water with minerals, remineralizing your water, right? Celtic sea salt, pink Himalayan salts, sea salts, very, very good for us. Um, I was looking at a reel the other day, and it was talking about eating biblically. And in the Bible, water was mentioned like over at least 100 to 1,000 times. And so what I took away from that was really hydrating and mineralizing, through hydration. Um, H3O, right? That's where you get um, your hydration from your fruits, and your fruits, such as cucumbers. The most has the most water as a fruit. and it's not inflammatory. Also working on the inflammation. I have a lot of working on ridding my 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 temple of inflammation. You know, it's a lot. To it's definitely a science to being well. Once you get out of being a healthy person and you transfer over into that, you're gonna have to undo. Obesity is like trouble. It's easy to get into. It's something to get out of. And I'm slowly backpedaling. And just going back to my 100-pound weight loss. 49 years old. I am, menopausal, and I did not really understand the depths of your hormones, especially that beautiful estrogen, and making sure that my body is doing the things that it needs to do. And so my hormones like bottomed out this time last year, September of 2025. And I felt like I have a big midsection, and I love that's my womb, that's my portal. And I'm working on, letting it go. It's time to draw back in and do what it's supposed to do and be healthy and muscular and, all put together. And, forgiving myself for where I'm at now. But this baby said, bloop. And I said, that's different. So I started doing my crunches a little bit more, and if I didn't do the crunch, it bloop up. So it took like 6 months to go by, and watching reels and things like that on Instagram and Facebook to say, oh, your hormones are flatline, and you're going to need to figure it out. You're not going to just eat less calories and work out harder and your body's going to respond the same way, because your hormones need balancing out. So I'm like, ooh, well, how do I do that? And so that's also working with my team of doctors, getting my blood work done, seeing where my numbers are, and truly how I'm feeling. That brain fog was real, that tiredness was real, and that protein is real too. That balancing is super real. So I have been absolutely working on doing it, and it is worked. I gained 30 pounds last year, and nobody could have told me that I had gained 30 pounds. I just felt it in my knees, I'll be very honest. But I wasn't doing anything differently. I was eating healthily, I was moving minimally, because I am working my way up on the movement. The 4 years of the 100-pound weight loss was primarily of my nutritional values and what I was taking in. So as I upped my protein and my estrogen through soy, edamame beans, soybeans, soy milk, um, estrogen-rich foods, which those are my main ones, protein dense um, foods, which I make my own protein powder out of seeds. So I did flaxseed, sesame seed, and sunflower seed just as a starter. And then I made my soy protein drink, and that contained all of that with chocolate, some vanilla, some Greek yogurt, and yes, I did do the honey and vanilla. It was delicious. And some water so it's not so thick. When I tell you, and it's treat. I mean, you really make it to how you want it and to your liking. And when I tell you, baby, your girl's down 14 pounds in a month. So I got another 15, 16 to go to get back to where I was this time last year. And I believe that I will be. I don't know if y'all can hear that. That is just like on my nerves for real. So yeah, and then making sure your body feels good. It is very hard to do anything if you're in pain. And I'm speaking for myself. And this is where we're gonna close today's session is when you feel good, you can do more. And, taking them pounds off your knees, moving your body. You'll see my videos is seated, aerobics. We'll be doing one song at a time. And I just pray that, my light will be able to help others with their light, their wellness journey, and knowing that you are not alone. You are not alone. You do not have to be ashamed. You do not have to be afraid. You just have to do the best that you can do in each moment. And it starts with a mindset. This is a spiritual journey. This is such a spiritual journey. Especially, I know for me, I'm, you know, self medicating through food, um, self medicating through sleep, depression, um, and just fighting and battling and just not giving up. Don't give up. Can't stop, won't stop. Um, that's a puppy quote. Don't beat me up. Listen, you have to be there, but it is what it is. I'm a vampire my own quote though. Don't give up, won't quit. Keep it moving. Kim, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Yeah, so that's where we're gonna end. Just keep it moving. Be healthy. Be wealthy. You are worthy. Be encouraged. Um, receive love. Receive help. And cut the BS. Anything that's not serving you, let it go. You know. So as you can see, I'm not really sweaty, but I am moist. So we'll come out with some more. I'm not gonna say how often, but we definitely will be going at it. It's about 22 minutes, and I've been out here sunbathing. Um, it's time. In the mornings, I I intermittently fast, not just because of I want to lose weight, but I need my body to be able to do its processes of metabolizing and distributing all the nutrients and digesting and putting everything where it needs to go. So this is from last night, and it's turmeric, ginger, apple cider vinegar, and lemon with agave. And if I left the agave out, it would not. It would be better. I'm put it like that, but I got my agave in here, so ooh, sue me. And that's part of how I hydrate my body and fight inflammation as well. And cut the hunger pains. Woo, oh boy, you be hungry and hangry, and you hit the right type of liquid, baby. Chef's kisses. Okay. So much love and light. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, YouTube, for changing the criteria. Shout out to my wellness family. Shout out, much love and respect to you. I'll be coming to y'all with some face and skin and all of that. All your wellness needs. Be right here with your girl. Love and light. So we'll see how this goes.